You ever walk into your house, glance around, and think, well, that looks pretty clean. Floors are swept, dishes are done, beds made, but something still feels off. Maybe it's a smell. Maybe it's a little stuffiness in the air. Or maybe it's just a feeling you can't quite name. Like your home isn't as fresh as it should be. If you've ever felt that way, trust me, you're not imagining things. And you're certainly not alone. Even when we think we're doing a great job cleaning, most homes have hidden trouble spots. Tiny little corners and surfaces we forget. And those spots? They can be the source of odors, germs, even allergy triggers that mess with how our home smells, feels, and how healthy it really is. Today we're going to look at 10 forgotten places that collect grime, bacteria, and dust, quietly, invisibly. And more importantly, we'll talk about how to fix it. Quickly. Easily. Without wearing out your knees or spending your whole Sunday with a mop. These little changes can make a big difference, especially if you live alone. Because when your space is clean, not just on the surface, but in the corners that matter, your body breathes easier, your mind feels calmer, and you feel more in control. Let's start with the first one. And I'll bet you've touched it today. Door handles and light switches. These little guys are like the handshakes of your home. You touch them all day long, but rarely think to clean them. And yet they collect everything: oils, bacteria, viruses, even dust and grease from cooking. A woman I know said her grandson sneezed every single morning. She thought it was just allergies. Then one day, she wiped down the light switch and doorknob in his room with a cloth and some vinegar. Within a week, no more sneezing. Coincidence? Maybe. But she swears that was the only thing she changed. If you live alone, especially in a small space, bacteria can build up faster than you think. A weekly wipe with a damp cloth and a bit of mild disinfectant can keep those high-touch areas cleaner and safer. And if your hands ever feel sticky after touching something, that's a signal. Next up, the remote control. It lives on your sofa. It sits in your hand while you snack. It rarely sees daylight, let alone a cleaning cloth. And yet, it's one of the dirtiest things in the living room. One woman I spoke to said her den always smelled faintly musty. She vacuumed. Sprayed air fresheners. Stine-Luc. One day she cleaned her remote, and I mean deep cleaned it. Removed the batteries, wiped it with rubbing alcohol, even used a cotton swab for the buttons. The smell? Gone. Just like that. Especially if you're sharing your space with grandchildren or others who are in and out of the house, make a habit of cleaning the remote once a week. A 2-minute job that can protect your hands and reduce the germs living on your couch. Now, take a look down. Not at your floors. Just above them. Baseboard. 10 longs, narrow strip along the wall are like little dust magnet. You vacuum, mop, even dust the shelves, but baseboards? We forget them. Because they're out of sight. But they're not out of breath. Dust, hair, crumbs, even mold can build up there. And every time someone walks by, or a fan turns on, that mess gets stirred back into the air. For older adults, especially with asthma or respiratory issues, this matters. One woman shared she finally wiped down her baseboards while cleaning for the holidays. She found greasy buildup in the kitchen and even mold near the bathroom. It shocked her. Now she does a quick pass with the vacuum brush once a month. That's it. Next, cabinet handles. Think of how often your hands go from raw chicken to the salt drawer, or from dish soap to the pantry knob. You see where I'm going with this. We use our kitchen cabinets every day, sometimes with messy hands. And over time, handles collect grease, dust, even food particles. If they feel sticky or look darker than they used to, it's time. One woman thought her white cabinets were turning yellow from age. Turns out, just built up grease. After a few weeks of regular cleaning, they were back to white. True story. A damp cloth with a drop of dish soap is all you need. Do it once a week, or even split the job. Half this week, half next. Now, here's one that surprised even me. Toothbrush holders. You brush your teeth, rinse your mouth, maybe even floss, and then you stick your toothbrush right back in its cozy little home. But that home might be a swamp. Moisture, soap splashes, even particles from the toilet can build up inside the holder. One grandmother told me she kept buying new toothbrushes because they started smelling strange. Then she looked inside the holder. Braun grime.
Moldy résidu.
After she started cleaning it weekly, problem solved. Just rinse the holder with hot water, scrub with a little soap, or soak it in a vinegar solution. Let it dry before putting the brush back in. And let your brush air dry too, don't smother it. Good oral hygiene starts with a clean brush base.
Let's head to the door again. The entrance mat.
That welcome mat that greets you every day, and also collects every bit of dirt, pollen, and bacteria from your shoes. Even if you take off your shoes at the door, that mat has already done the hard work, and it's dirty. One woman told me her living room always smelled faintly like a wet dog. She didn't own a dog. When she finally washed the mat, smell gone.
Shaquitude.
Vacuum it once a week. And once a month, rinse it with soap and water, let it dry in the sun.
Sunlight kill bacteria. And your house smell fresher. Now back to the kitchen for a moment.
Refrigerator handles. Probably the most touched part of the house besides your phone. But when was the last time you cleaned it? One lady said she was ready to replace her fridge because it looked old and dull. Turns out, just grime on the handles. A quick scrub, and it looked new again. Use vinegar and water, or a disinfectant safe for metal. Wipe twice a week. If you're reaching for leftovers or groceries, keep that handle clean. Food safety starts at the door.
Next one is sneaky. Window tracks.
Those narrow grooves where dust, bugs, mold, and leaves like to throw a party. One man said he'd never cleaned his window tracks in 15 years. When he finally did, his allergies improved. No joke. Use an old toothbrush to loosen debris. Vacuum it out. Then use vinegar water and a butter knife wrapped in cloth to get into those tight corners. Sounds fussy, but it only takes a few minutes. And you'll notice how much fresher your room feels.
Alright, we're getting close.
Bathroom drains. You might clean the sink, the mirror, even the toilet. But the drain? That's the swamp monster of your bathroom. Hair, soap, skin cells, they build up down there. One woman said her bathroom always had a musty smell. She tried everything. Then she removed the drain cover and found a clump of hair and sludge. Cleaned it out. Smell gone. Once a week, pull out visible debris, pour boiling water down, then a mix of baking soda and vinegar.
Let it fizz, rinse again.
No chemicals needed. And finally, lamps and lampshades. We sit beside them, read under them, pass by them. But they collect dust like magnets. One gentleman said his reading lamp was getting dim. Thought it was the bulb. Nope.
Just dust on the shade.
Use a lint roller, microfiber cloth, or soft brush every 2 weeks. You'll be amazed how much brighter your room feels. And cleaner too.
Alright, take a deep breath.
That was a lot. But here's the thing, you don't have to clean all of this today. Pick one spot. Just one. Maybe the one that surprised you most. Add it to your routine slowly. Let it become a rhythm. Because a clean home isn't just about sparkle. It's about health. About peace of mind. About walking into your space and feeling safe, settled, and proud. And hey, if you found even one useful tip today, why not share it with a friend? Or leave a comment below and let me know, what's the one spot in your house you always forget to clean? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around for more smart tips made for wise folks like you. Because living well isn't about doing everything. It's about knowing what matters. And taking care of it, with heart.